Okay, so this video, I'm going to just try to create a piece of music from scratch using all of the skills I've already showed you in the previous weeks. I'm just going to be going over things that I've already shown you. However, I've never done it all in the same video all at once. So I'm going to try to quickly create a piece of music. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know if the song is going to come out good. We're going to all find out together. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we need to do is create a drum rack. So I'll go to Instruments, and I'll pull our drum rack onto this MIDI track. Then we need to populate the drum rack with some sounds. So I'll go to drums, I'll go to drum hits. Let's go ahead and start with kicks. Let's go way down here somewhere, find something new. Kind of looking for like a thick kick. What was that one that I just had? Let's just try that one for now. Not bad. All right. Let's try to find a snare. Slide way down here to see what we have. Let's try the 606 snare. So we'll drop that. All right. Let's go find a hi-hat. Let's try that one. I'm going to pull another one out just to kind of see. Let's try that one. And I want some sort of open one. No, I want one that sounds a little bit more like a drum machine. Well, let's try that. All right. Cool. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change our tempo to... Actually, I'll leave 120 for now. This right here, this will turn your metronome on. So if you ever want to just kind of feel out the tempo, you can just turn it on and play it. So 120, I'm just going to stick with 120 and that's fine. All right, so I'm going to double click in this blank area and that's going to create 1 bar of a clip. And then I'm going to hit duplicate, so that's 2 bars. Turn on my editor preview button so I can hear what we have. Let's put 8-note grids on. Turn on my draw tool. Draw a bunch of these hats. And let's play them. Simple enough. And then snare. I'm going to go more trap style. So that's like a halftime drum. So it's not actually going 120. It's like more like 60. Let's switch our grid to 16th notes. I don't like that one. All right, let's turn the hi-hats down. And let's put a compressor on these drums, just kind of make them a little thicker. So you go to Audio Effects, go to Compressor, pull that out, drop it. Okay, let's try a different hi-hat. So I'm going to take this hi-hat and switch it with this hi-hat. Okay. There's a little open hi-hat. Let's turn that down. It's pretty loud. And let's kind of spice up our hi-hats a little bit. So I'm going to change my grid to 8 notes. Actually, it's already 8 notes. I'm changing it to 16. The hat's already at 8 notes, so I'm changing it to a 16 note grid so we can kind of change the patterns like we did in previous weeks. So let's see what this sounds like. Now I'm going to take this whole clip, I'm going to duplicate it again, and then I'm going to delete this second open hat. In fact, I don't like that, so I'm going to switch it. Maybe one that's more simple like that. So let's go back to our device. Drop that right on top of this one. You know, on second thought, I don't know if I'm feeling that one either. There you go. That's the one I want right there. And then right here at the end, I'm going to do that little trick that I did. I think it was in week 2. I'm going to switch our grid to triplets and 8 notes. And then I'm going to just draw some triplet 8 notes here at the end to give it kind of like that slow down drag effect. Let's see how it sounds. Cool. Drums. We got them. All right, so let's try to go find some sort of, I don't know. How about a pad type sound? So let's go into pad and let's just kind of like randomly scroll. Oh no. Let's see. That's kind of cool. Oh, that one almost sounds like it's in reverse. Let's try this reverse one. Click and drag it out on my MIDI track. Boom. Double click to create a MIDI note. All right, so we're on C, 4th octave. Let's just draw a note and see what it does, like a full bar of it. That's kind of cool. Duplicate that loop. Whoops, not that many times. So now that thing repeats 4 times. But you know what? Let's see what it would sound like if we made a chord out of it. So it's kind of cool actually. All right, well then so now we have 3 chords, 3 C majors, and then let's just kind of like switch up some of them. So on the second one, I don't know, let's try an E. Third one, I don't know, let's just try some. How about an F? And for this last one, I don't know. Let's try a D sharp. Let's just see what this sounds like. kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Not mad at that. Okay, cool. So let's just try that for now. Let's go back to our drums for a second, though. I want to put a reverb on our snare to give it more, I don't know, just to give it more personality. So let's solo the drums. This is our snare track. And if you use your chain mixer fold button here and open it up, if you just click on the instrument, then it'll give you the instrument with the device here, and then what effects you have on it. Right now we don't have anything on that snare, so I'm going to go to audio effects and I'm going to go to reverb, click and drag that out. Let's hear it. So just a little reverb on the snare. Okay, cool. So we have two audio tracks here that open up default with the new session. I'm just going to delete these. We don't need them. Let's go try to find another little sound. So let's find something to accompany this little like replica sun sound. So I'm going to go to sounds, and this time, see what's in mallets. Let's try this little sound. So we'll drag that out, double click there to create one bar, switch our grid to 8 notes. Since we started with the C chord, let's start with a C note. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We are going to have these little notes follow the same pattern that we did on the replica sun chords, which was a C, an E, an F, and a D sharp. Okay, cool. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to duplicate this. So we have 4 of them. So C, what was it? It was an E, right? E, and then I think it was an F, and a D sharp. Is that what this is? Yes. So this is an F, and this will be a D sharp. Okay, so now that we have those, we can kind of play around. So we can go. I don't like that. What if we did this? Oof, that's not good. Don't like that at all. Maybe it's the sound. Let's try a different sound. Let's try a guitar. Oh, that's kind of cool. Let's try that. Let's start over. That was not good. So let's see. We'll start with a C. That's kind of cool. you hear how this has a lot of low end in it? I'm going to EQ this. So here's the device. So let's go to Guitar Palm Legacy. Go to Audio Effects. I'm going to pick the EQ8 and drag that out. And then I'm just going to drop a lot of that low end out. The reason I do that is if you leave all that in there, sometimes your mix is going to get muddy. And we want our drums to kind of have that punch. Plus, I'm going to add like an 808 later. Let's try this. If you select everything, you can trim it all at the same time. Like that. And then, whoops. I duplicated everything. I just want to duplicate. Just duplicating them. Maybe. Let's try. Let's add our low end and see if that changes anything for me. So I'm going to go to Instruments. I'm going to show you a little trick. So in Instruments, if you grab a sampler and drag it out to the area that says Drop Files and Devices here, it'll create a track with the sampler, but no sound in there. So if you drop a sound in there, then you can start using it. So I'm going to go to Drums, to my drum hits, and I'm going to type in 808 to search inside my drum hits folder. And in kicks, we want some 808 kicks. See, there's a pretty big kick sub. It's actually called the Kick Sub 808 Long C1. So it's already tuned to the note of C, which is kind of helpful. Click and drag that right inside of my sampler. And now I can use all the different pitches of this. Watch. So we're going to create a note, and now I basically have that kick stretched all the way across my piano roll, so I could go in there and start programming kicks. Now obviously that's one bar, so let's duplicate it. And let's make our low end follow that pattern of chords that we created. So it was a C, an E, an F. What if we went the other direction with our F? Yeah. And then a D sharp right there. So that's, let's just hear. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw a compressor on there as well, just to kind of thicken it out a little bit. Audio effects. Notice when I click on audio effects, there's no more audio effects. And the reason that is because it still got me searching for that 808. So if you search for something, you got to get rid of that so to show you the stuff again. So there's our compressor. Drag that out. That was a little extreme. Also notice that our master fader over here is clipping, turning red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on my master, and then I'm actually going to go in here and throw a limiter on the output of our master volume fader. This is not always ideal, but just for the purposes of us working on this track, I'm going to do that to stop it from clipping. See? All right, so let's mess around with our 808. If we fold it, yeah, that's cool. And I'm going to change my grid to 8 notes. And let's see. All right, so that's cool. I'm gonna leave that for our bass for now. So we have, what do we have? We have this now. All right, so we have our kicks, or we have our whole entire drums. We have our bass. We have 2 instruments, and the requirement is 1 more instrument. The requirements are kicks, subs, 3 instruments. So I need 1 more instrument. Let's go dig around and see if we can find something. Go to sounds. So we already have a guitar plucked. Let's see if we can find something good for like the chorus, like some kind of big synth. Let's try this. So click and drag that one out. This time I'm gonna drag the little chords we did over to this by holding Option and clicking and dragging, so we can see what this sounds like with chords. Don't like it. Let's find something else. Let's try that one. Now that's a monophonic sound, and that is why it's actually only triggering one of the notes in the chord. Actually sounds kind of cool though. So we can use that. Why not? Okay, cool. So we got that. Now we need to name our clips. So I'm going to make it simple. Drums 1. 808 one. We'll call this the chords 1. This will be our plucks 1. This will be our hook 1, since we're going to use it for the chorus. All right, cool. So that's what you got to do. But now we have to go in and we have to create 6 scenes. So I'm just going to come in here, click on the first scene, and since it selects everything, if you hit Command D, it'll duplicate. So there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So the first one, let's go ahead and name it. We'll call it the intro. And the intro is going to have no hook, no plucks, no drums, just the 808 and the chords. Let's see what that sounds like. It's not bad. Second one, we'll call that intro 2, because that'll be like the second part of the intro. No hook, no drums, but I'm going to bring the plucks in. And then this one will be verse 1, because it's everything without the hook part. This one will have the hook part, so that'll be our chorus. This is going to end up being a bridge. Bridge 1. And for bridge 1, no chords, no hook. Let's see what it sounds like. Actually, that's more like a verse. So I'm going to rename that verse 2. We'll make this one our bridge. And let's take the drums out and just have, I don't know, let's try plucks and 808 only. All right, cool. So there we go. So we created our scenes, we named our scenes, we named our clips, and then we have to record them into arrangement view. So I'm going to flip over there, double click on my stop button to make sure it's at the beginning. I'm going to click on my first scene once and stop it, just so that way when I hit record, it'll launch that one first, and that's the one I want. So let's go ahead and record it into the arrangement view. All right, cool. So obviously this is just an example, and my arrangement only went just a little bit over 130, but yours is going to need to go all 3 minutes. So you'll have to go in and kind of really set it up. But we'll hit our back to arrangement button, activate everything. There it all is. That's our sequence. So then what you got to do is go in, add your markers, show your song structure. I went right into a chorus, and then I went into a verse, but you get the deal. You got to go in there and just kind of set your song up. You're also going to be required to go in there and actually do some automation. So let's see, how does this thing start? So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. These little plucks right here, let's not bring them in immediately. Let's have them kind of fade up all the way there. So to add automation, we're just gonna go up to the view menu, pick automation mode. There we have mixer, and then we have track volume. So we've already decided that it's on mixer because it defaulted there. And then in the mixer, we're going to control the volume. So that's how you pick what you want to automate. And then you just come in here and click to create points on the line. And then you can make sure I got a point there. And then you can just kind of drag like that. So let's see what that sounds like. Simple enough. Okay, cool. So you'll have to go in and choose 3 different things to automate. You know, you can automate like an effect or speaker on and off or whatever. Like for example, for this chord, let's just mess around with this chord right here. Mixer, it's already on, and then there's the speaker on, which is basically will just turn it on or off. So I could technically, if I wanted to, I could just have every other chord play just by turning the speaker on and off. just like that. So let's see what it sounds like. It actually sounds terrible. I'm going to undo it, but you get the point, and that's part of experimenting. Don't want to do that, but you got to go in there. You got to add automation to 3 tracks. You know, it'd also be kind of cool to just add a riser or something like that. Let me show you a quick little riser trick. So let's see, the drums come in on the chorus right there. So watch what we can do. If you go to drums and you go to cymbals, you find like a big crash. Like that one. Click and drag it out. And then we're going to reverse it. So you'll notice now that the crash is out here on its own track, there's a button right here that says REV, short for reverse. Hit that button, reverses your crash. I'm also going to tune it down. I'm going to pitch this down. So there's a transpose right there, and I can just drag it down so it's slow and long. And then what I want is I want this thing, see, now it's a backwards crash. So instead of it having the attack and fading out, it fades up to the attack. So listen to what it sounds like. I'm going to solo it. Now, sounds horrible right now, but we're going to fix it, right? So go in there, and I'm going to turn the grid off because I want to be able to slide it right to the beginning there. There you go. I might have pitched it down just a little bit too much, so let's actually pitch it up a little bit here. Let me zoom back in. Yep, that's cool. All right, 2 things we're going to do. One, we're going to automate the volume of this. So mixer, track volume, it's already on there. Create a point here, single click, create a point here, single click, and bring it down. So fades up a little bit more. And I want to put reverb on it. So if we double click on the track itself, where it says crash, now we have our device view. Come over to audio effects, go to reverb, click and drag that down here. Let's see. Okay, cool. So it sounds like a horror movie, but let's just see what it sounds like with the track. It's cool. I mean, I don't know if I would keep it, but you get the point. You could try all types of different sound effects and use them as risers, reverse all types of things. So anyways, you get the point. And then the last thing you would do is you got to export this entire thing as an MP3, and you also have to save your whole session. So don't forget to go to collect all and save, and make sure all the yeses are clicked. And do that, and then you zip your project, and you're going to submit the zip file and the MP3 that you're going to create by doing your export audio video. Cool. So this is just like a little example so you can kind of see it all from start to finish, and hopefully you'll have a good time this week.